SMU checks in the college football playoff rankings for the first time this year at number 21. And the Mustangs aren't involved in this hectic coaching carousel. It's a good thing to be thankful for.
You are Locked On SMU, your daily podcast on the SMU Mustangs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this bonus edition of Locked On SMU as I recorded some content for you guys to get out here on Thanksgiving. Hope you are having a happy Thanksgiving. This one's going to premiere a little bit earlier in the day, so if you want to hear something before you tap in with your family for the rest of the day, this is something for you guys. So appreciate you all. I'm thankful for all of you that have helped us grow this community here in its infancy, so appreciate all of you as well. Hey, SMU checks in at number 21 in the college football playoff rankings, and I thought the college football playoff rankings were a bit interesting this Tuesday night, and I'll get to them in a macro sense in just a second. But for SMU, this was a long time coming, right? At this point, they should be in the rankings because at this point in the rankings, if you're going to have a chance, you'll likely either be hovering around them or in. And it seems like the Mustangs are in the driver's seat, especially with the fact that Georgia Tech lost. They are in the driver's seat to be the team that represents the ACC as its automatic qualifier in the college football playoff. Now, it seems as if things go to plan, right? And I was looking at putting in some bets with FanDuel and stuff like that for the SMU Cal game, and it seems you're not going to get a whole lot of return on your money for betting SMU, right? So it seems as if there is a very high expectation that the Mustangs should win at Berkeley, and there's going to be high expectations that Virginia takes care of Virginia Tech, which would set up a Virginia-SMU ACC championship game. Now, both of those teams are in the rankings. I think Virginia's 18, SMU is 21. So the playoff committee set this up very nicely, that we believe these are going to be the teams duking it out for ACC representation. Now, obviously, the other team would not be in the college football playoff. Neither of them have an at-large resume that would even get them close to being in the playoff. So that's not going to be the case. Obviously, the question then becomes, is the ACC a two-bid league, and can Miami get in? That would be the question after that. But for SMU, I mean, they've looked like a top 25 team, especially over the course of the last month. Since the Wake Forest loss, you have beaten Miami, right? Ranked team in the top 10 at the time. You've beaten Louisville, a team who was ranked in the top 15 at one point in time. You demolished Boston College in the middle of that too. So you've been doing a lot of really good things. And then there's the eye test too. Like, the eye test will tell you that this team is a top 25 team, right? You've got a quarterback who is operating at an enormous efficiency rating that has him being one of the top quarterbacks in college football. The numbers would back that up, okay? Kevin Jennings is that dude. You've got a coach who was hotly sought after, who would have been hotly sought after in the coaching carousel. We'll get to that in a second. If he were made available, except for the fact that they signed him to an extension and then beat Miami the next day, right? So you've got a defense that is outstanding and a defensive coordinator who was named a finalist for the Broyles Award. And you've got a good running attack. You got good receivers. So eye test, SMU checks all the boxes as a top 25 team in the CFP. And the AP agrees with this as well, as the Mustangs are backed in the AP poll as well. So all of that to say, the Mustangs are coming around to playing their best ball right when they need to. You don't want to peak in October. This is when you want to be playing your best ball. And it's curious that, or not really curious, but it's ironic that SMU, obviously every team wants to play their best ball, and now they're coming around in the eyes of committees and in the eyes of the media as a top team in the country, as a top 25 team in the country, now that they are playing their best ball in November. Sorry about that. My allergies have been killing me. But the reality of the situation now for SMU is that everything that you want is out in front of you. You've got some recognition, right? You're going to have a little number next to your name in that game against Cal. If you win that game, you'll have a little number next to your name in the game against presumably Virginia. Could be Georgia Tech, could be whoever. Either way, it'll be a ranked-on-ranked matchup for the ACC championship game if SMU finds itself in it. So everything is right in front of you. You got your recognition, you got a little bit of respect, and now you're in a situation where go play, right? Like everything in terms of the outside noise, in terms of people having control of you from the outside, like that doesn't matter now. You got the recognition you wanted. Now go take care of your business that you can control. And I said this on Tuesday's episode, but there is no better place for a football team to be in than controlling your own destiny. And that's where SMU is right now. They can control everything that they want to control, from whether they win a conference championship, hell, whether they play for a conference championship in a couple of days, right? And then whether you're playing for a spot in the college football playoff and hopefully beyond, right? So no matter which way you slice it, SMU's in a really good point. And that's what the ranking at 21 tells me. Now, if you want to look at the macro perspective of these college football playoff rankings, it seems as if the committee is positioning itself to say, here are the teams we believe are going to be in the playoff. Let's move them up and move them toward the cut line, which likely will be 10 as an at-large. Let's move everybody up. Let's get everybody that we think can be in it with a number next to them. And then we'll be able to go from there. Right. So that to me is what those rankings said, which is why it's appropriate that Virginia was where they are, where SMU is where SMU is. That's what those rankings on Tuesday night told me. I thought there was intrigue with the Michigan placement. There was intrigue with the Miami placement. And there's less intrigue of the SMU and Virginia placements because they're in a situation where, yeah, like that's a good spot for you to be in. Right. But to me, it was a story of the day, is that SMU is back into the college football playoff ranking, and now you are squarely in the conversation because you win your next two games, you're in the big dance, as they say. You have a chance to play for a national championship. And how cool would that be? 2 years in the Power Four, 2 years in the college football playoff. Coming up next, you know one thing that SMU fans should be thankful for? The fact that you don't got to deal with this damn coach carousel. We're brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of a game or want to ride a hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on literally everything, from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can combine all your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. And I just bought tickets to an Oklahoma City Thunder game next month in December, and I'll be tapping in with FanDuel to put in some live bets because it just makes everything more exciting, especially when you're in the arena or in the stadium. It keeps every game exciting, especially when the team you're rooting for is making a late push. And right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. The holidays always feel a little easier when you already know the perfect gift. And Omaha Steaks makes it almost too simple. Whether you're treating yourself this season or sending something memorable to family or friends, Omaha Steaks delivers handcrafted perfection right to their door. And this week is the best time to jump in because their cyber sale is here and the deals are huge. The quality is exactly what you hope for. Incredibly tender steaks, rich with flavor, and there's meals that make hosting or weeknight cooking so much easier. And the variety is the most underrated part. Steaks, burgers, comfort meals, sides, desserts. It's one of those gifts that truly fits anyone. Save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their cyber sale. And for an additional $35 off, use promo code COLLEGE at checkout. That's Omaha Steaks, promo code COLLEGE. Terms apply. See site for details. Okay, welcome back to this bonus episode of Locked On SMU here on Thanksgiving. Hope you're having a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're spending some quality time with the fam. I know I will be. When this episode releases, I'll be back in the Dallas-Fort Worth area visiting my parents as well. So I'm excited for the holiday. So hope you guys are having a great holiday as well. Hey, last thing I wanted to touch on today was the college football coaching carousel. And if you're an SMU fan, if you're thankful for one thing this year, it is you have to have no part of that foolishness, right? So Rhett Lashley, we know, has already been extended. He was extended the night before SMU took on and eventually defeated Miami. But this coaching carousel thing is bonkers, man. So Oklahoma State, my alma mater, just full disclosure here, Oklahoma State is where I went to college. They hired Eric Morris from North Texas, and Eric Morris is going to remain with the Mean Green through the remainder of their season and then head up to Stillwater. It seems as if Alex Golesh, but at the time I'm recording this, it has not been finalized, but it seems as if South Florida's Alex Golesh is going to take the Arkansas job. We still don't know who Penn State's guy is going to be. We know James Franklin has been hired by Virginia Tech, and we still don't know and are still really waiting on what the hell Lane Kiffin is going to do. Because I'll tell you what, if Ole Miss loses on Saturday to Mississippi State, boy, oh boy, are we going to be in for a heck of a news cycle on Sunday morning. Okay? But even if they win that game, Lane Kiffin still could be gone, which would be the most nuts thing ever, and quite frankly would be the biggest indictment on the college football calendar, that he would have to leave his team that would be in the college football playoff because he's got to go take another job, be it at Florida or LSU. Right? So, by the way, LSU's got a game in Norman, Oklahoma this weekend that I will be at. So, just a lot of stuff going on, man. Like, there's a lot of stuff. There's roster turnover that's going to happen. There's going to be just a litany of players in the portal and coaches changing sides. One of my co-hosts at the radio station I work at for my day job projected that 25 college football jobs will change hands. And that's not going to be, even if it doesn't hit that much, it's not going to be hyperbolic, right? But if you're SMU, you were an early candidate to be a part of this carousel. Because as soon as Sam Pittman was fired from Arkansas, who was the first name that everybody thought of? It was Rhett Lashley, because of his obvious ties to Arkansas. When Hugh Freeze was relieved of his duties at Auburn, Rhett Lashley was a name that, it may not have been the first one out of people's mouths, but it was a name that was floated out there because of his connection to the program, having coached there before. So, if there's anything you should be thankful for, it's that this foolishness is not going to touch SMU. Your coach has been extended. Your coach has said that Dallas chose us and we're going to choose Dallas back. He's here to stay. He's here for the long haul. He's building something in Dallas where they want to keep the best talent from the DFW area right there in DFW. They're going to go expand their reach a little bit more, right? And he's got a clear vision and a clear plan of how he wants this thing to work out, and he is staying put. There will be no Arkansas. There will be no Auburn. There will be no whomever. No Florida, right? You know, there's not going to be another destination for Rhett Lashley. And the fact that you haven't had the distraction of worrying whether or not coach is going to be there next year, worrying whether or not the staff is going to be there next year. Now, I will say the staff could get poached. You never know. You never know if somebody wants to go poach Casey Woods or poach Scott Simons, who's a finalist for the Broyles Award, right? Like, you never know that. You don't know. But what we do know is that the head man is going to be there. Rhett Lashley is going to be there for the time being. He's going to be there for the long run with SMU. He's going to try to see this vision out and put SMU in the national championship picture for years to come. So if there's anything you should be thankful for as an SMU fan this year, it's that your coach is not going to be a part of this hullabaloo and reshuffling that is the head coach carousel in college football at the end of the regular season. All right, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Thanks for making us your first listen of the day here on this bonus episode of Locked On SMU. Appreciate you guys. Love y'all. We'll talk to you guys on Friday. Take it easy.